TJ, we have 43 bowls, I guess. A lot of bowl game logos and a lot of bowl game logos that are not good. We are back here, the designer and the writer, TJ. It's great to have you back on the channel.
Yeah, it's awesome to be back. Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure to be on this channel.
Shout out to sportslogos.net. TJ, I'm gonna get right into it. So the 68 Ventures Bowl. Okay, so let's just cover this. I don't know what a 68 Ventures is. I gotta say, I like it. It's smooth, got a color scheme, it's consistent with the color scheme. I guess it has something to do with ships or travel or I don't know. I'm not gonna speculate. All I'm gonna say, do your Googles. All I'm gonna say is the logo has a solid design. It looks good. Color scheme is consistent. That will come up in later logo discussions. I like how my thing is I like when the sponsor of the bowl, it fits with the bowl. So it's not like the sponsor's trying to like shoehorn in their own type of brand on things. So I like it. I'd probably say I'm jostling between like a B or A for this because I think it's good. I think it's above average, but I do have one issue with it. This football at the bottom, why is the football like transparent and it's over this red bar here? So you just see like just a sliver of red there. I'm probably nitpicking, but that's what I see. TJ, what are you seeing?
Yeah, I agree. It's a solid logo for what it is. I want to see it more in application at the bowl game, but this looks like a logo that was designed now by someone who had the criteria to actually put something together that's cohesive and well thought through. I like it. I like the color scheme. The brand is not like overly aggressive, even though this is a brand name bowl, which we will get into the ones that are not supposed to be later. I agree. I'm glad you brought up the football because I also thought about, the one thing I may have changed would have been like slightly adjusting the football, even if it was just a flat, like Birmingham iron kind of ball, just like in the middle there, underneath where it is, but smaller and maybe that silver color. Heck, do what you did with bowl and do half silver, half white. I don't know. These are just ideas. But overall, I think I'm there with you. I think for the most part, I'd give it somewhere in the A minus B world. Nothing crazy, but it is better than a lot that we're going to get into. But it also doesn't like super wow me.
The Alamo Bowl. So this is interesting. Like going through, it's been pretty consistent. So you got the Alamo at top. Valero's been the sponsor for a while. This is cool. I'm not insulted by it. I am. Yeah. A part of me wants to. A part of me wonders how Alamo Bowl would look in just a solid color text like the Valero is, because I get they want to have like the slight shadow in the back. But with everything else in the logo seeming to be like very like one color, one solid color, I'd like to see the Alamo Bowl text in one solid color like that. So then, for me, but it's solid, you know what I'm saying? Like I would give it a solid 3 gas pump.
Kind of suffering from the fact that it has had the same sponsor forever. This would be a perfect case for a modernization, but keep it classic. The Valero and like everything above Alamo Bowl looks like it's kind of trying to do something, and then the thing below it seems like, let's stick to tradition. Remember the Alamo Bowl? I do. It looked like this. Like it's stuck where it's supposed to be. That user rating next to it is pretty spot on. It is right down the middle because there's nothing. It's the same logo it's been for years. I think that at some point you've got to do something. And I mean, who's going to get pissed off that they changed the Alamo Bowl font? I wouldn't. I might notice, but this is a great opportunity, Valero. If you're going to keep sponsoring this bowl, do something. I think you keep the Alamo outline shape. I think that's really good. I think that's smart. It's iconic. Keep a similar shape with the words if you want to, but like just do something. But they're like, nah, I'm just turning this in because I know it gets me, good 5 out of 10. That's what we want.
Arizona Bowl. Can you tell what the sponsor of the Arizona Bowl is? So they don't make it the Barstool Bowl. So that is, some restraint from the Barstool people. But yeah, it's the Arizona Bowl with a bar stool with stars around it. See, the thing with the Alamo Bowl, at least there was a personality with the bowls that we've covered thus far. Nothing about this says Arizona. If you're one of the people that don't know what Barstool Sports is, you're going to be like, why does this represent the Arizona Bowl? So it's like, you can tell that this sponsor is like, look at us, and then we'll put the Arizona at the bottom. Like, I have no problem with the Arizona text. I think that's well done. There's not really much for me to say. TJ, what do you think of this obvious Barstool?
I mean, like you said, if you are a fan of Barstool's branding, then yeah, this is just going to be like, I mean, it's fine. It's a Barstool logo with Arizona Bowl under it. And I think that there's probably going to be something where in application on the field, it's going to be like Arizona Bowl, sponsored by, Barstool Sports or something. And the commercials that they'll air are probably going to be really special. And I don't know. It's fine. Like I wish that they would have taken the opportunity. You're going to slap the big Barstool on there anyway. Why not have it on, I don't know, like the shape of Arizona or something? It's something simple. Or, maybe do, the stool, but like have in, a sunrise, colors, kind of, or the bar stool on a cactus or something, anything. Arizona has so many opportunities for just the stereotypical design cues, and you went with none of them because reasons. I mean, the black and red scheme is fine, but like you could have done more. Think of even this logo. If it was a one color logo and you did a desert color scheme going from bowl all the way up, would look cooler than this. But it's just what it is. I think the user rating's too high over there. I don't know who these users are, but I think it's too high.
The Armed Forces Bowl. Okay, so they've pretty much done the consistent thing for a while. I think we're just rolling in a pretty like okay area. Like the first thing I'm gonna check is always color scheme. Is the color scheme, does it feel like this goes together? Does this feel like a package deal, or does this feel like a hodgepodge of things? So far there's nothing that's felt like a hodgepodge thus far in the logos that we've looked at. So Lockheed Martin is the brand. You got the Armed Forces Bowl. So you have, patriotism with the flag there with the red, white, and blue. You have the football there. You have the Armed Forces and that, really aggressive font choice there with the ribbon there. I think you have the shield. I think this is solid. I feel like this is they put in effort. It's not like the greatest logo ever, but they put in effort. You know what it is. The title sponsor is not obscene. They at least let you know that, hey, it's a bowl game with the football there. There's some references they put in there. Like that's but the bowl, if you're making a bowl game logo, put some references in there. Like give me something. At least they gave me something. So TJ, what do you think of this bowl for the Brave here, the Armed
Yeah,
Forces
Lockheed
Bowl
Martin
logo?
makes sense as a sponsor for a military thing. Their logo, though, unfortunately, is not really the best for that space. It's Lockheed Martin has to be really small, and the star goes kind of bigger, and so therefore you have a lot of just blue space, right? Like this is an opportunity where you could have maybe played with the design a little bit. Like you said, it has not changed very much at all. But yeah, I think the armed forces on that black ribbon kind of gets lost a little bit. Uh, I see Bowl and Lockheed Martin a little bit clearer just initially, but that's I don't know, that may be neither here nor there because they want to use black. Fine, use black. It's fine. It looks like a logo that had some care put into it, but was ultimately like approved by like non-designers. um, I mean, I don't want to say like this is a very structured military thing. I'm a Air Force brat myself. Love the military, but it does look like something that was signed off by somebody. But hey, yeah, just cut and paste. Here's the Lockheed Martin logo, and go Bull for the Brave. But I think the Bull for the Brave thing is cool. They have had some flexibility there. Would have been cool to see that incorporated into the logo a little more, but oh well. Pretty right down the middle, average kind of logo for me.
I agree with you. I agree with you. And I'm like looking at some of the history. So Lockheed Martin has had it for a while, so that pretty much been. But there've been like other things.
Look at those older versions. Look at the armed forces on a yellow ribbon shows really well. But
now this right here, okay. This seems more active than the current version of it. Like it seems like it's a little more like, so like I guess because my brain is now liking this more than the current one because it has some activity going there. Oh, hey, look at this. Okay.
like,
So it's the same sponsor, but they did like a 10th anniversary of it, I think.
But yeah, even these, like this one and the next one, it's all black, and so you can see the armed forces logo a little clearer and a little bit more intentional. I mean, you could barely see the X on this one; it's so dark. But and then they started to bring the red, white, and blue back. That makes sense. And then we just kind of stuck with the shape, but took the football away.
Yeah, I think they should. I get it, but like this might be an example of a bowl game that's like it got like less creative as time went on instead of like. So that's interesting. So the Birmingham Bowl hasn't changed much. So I think how do I describe how I feel about this? Because it's not like a horrible logo thing. It makes sense for the most part. Birmingham, I like on the ribbon you have like the four studs kind of on each, because I think Birmingham's like known as like the Pittsburgh of the South or something like that. A lot of steel and stuff like that. Interesting. The sponsor. Okay, so the sponsor, I ask 76 corporate, gas station chain. So we're not talking about. I think you guys could be flexible. So for me, Robert, I would love for the color scheme to be
Mhm.
consistent. That's one of the biggest things that pops in my head when I look at this. I'm like, so 76. Or if you're the title sponsor, then change the color of the Birmingham. Like you could make the blues match. You could change the red out for the orange. The city skyline, love it. Again, referencing. I love references. So you're already gonna get points from me for actually referencing the location. But it is bold to take the entire skyline and not do like a simplified, like there's a whole statue man here that you're absolutely not going to be able to read if you zoom this thing out or if you make it small. So I wonder how they deal with like different sizes of logo and different things they put it on. But this is I don't know if I can give this quite 3 gas pumps. I don't know, like, because I'm like, it's good, but at the same time, the color scheme not being consistent really takes some marks off for me. What do you think, TJ?
I co-sign everything you just said. It'd be such a minimal change. Like, you obviously didn't want to mess with the Birmingham Bowl logo. Fine, whatever. It is such a subtle change from that blue to the darker blue and from that red. And you don't even have to go fully into your brand's colors if you don't want to. Just do a more reddish orange and just like make the blues a little closer, but like you just went with it. And that user rating over there, I keep referring to it because I didn't know it was there. That is as high as it is because the Birmingham logo by itself is good. And then I understand just slapping your little round 76 on there, but you are a really simple color change away from this being real solid. But it just, yeah, it stands out. And I know that's what they were going for. But so with these, it's kind of hard to rank, right? Or rate. It's a good logo with a dumb brand slapped on the top of it. Like, look at me, I'm a brand. And yeah, I don't know. I like the Birmingham Bowl logo. And I think we're a color shift away from this being pretty good.
Remember what we just talked about with sponsors and how they decide to handle um, roof claim, roof claim, roof claim, roof claim, roof claim. It just, I don't know what are we? First off, color scheme not consistent, so that's already a miss for me. Is it centered? Like the roof claim, the interaction between the roof claim and the Boca Raton are like they're not playing nice with one another. Like this clearly looks to me like, and this is one of the things I hate about a lot of these bowl logos in general, is it looks like there was a perfectly fine logo that left a space for a sponsor, and the sponsor, instead of going, how could we best integrate this with the rest of the logo, let's just slap it on there. Like, I think it's a well illustrated football. I love that the football is, that ocean color with the sand at the bottom, with the trees there. So we're getting our references in. The Boca Raton being in cursive, classy. I like it. I like it a lot. But with the roof claim, which again, this is another one. I don't know what roof claim is, but they got enough money to buy a bowl. So they should have enough money to make their stuff
I
look better.
agree.
TJ, what do you think?
The Boca Raton Bowl words, the football shape I like a lot. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff there. Roof claims like, hey, we're orange. That's kind of in the scheme, but it's not. And then they have that little scrub daddy on top. I don't know if that's part of their regular logo or not, but it's very distracting. I think it needs to be smaller. I mean, I guess, like you said, I guess it's centered, but if it was in
That's what it is. It
between,
needs
if it was in between the two white stripes, then it might be better. it's like just too big. It's like they told the person who was designing the thing, make it as big as you can without going outside of the football. And they're like,
Yes,
great.
because you could tell because the R is like right at the border on the left. It's like right there about to cross over. So it's like, what's the biggest?
The logo itself is good. Like the Boca Raton ball is good, but the sponsor, come on.
The Camellia Bowl. And it's rare that a newer bowl like classes it up like this. Like it's like, hey, I mean, they probably help because they don't have like a, you know, a sponsor that's like trying to be overbearing and trying to like make them do things. Like, so apparently it's their 10th anniversary here. You got the Camellia illustrations on either side of Camellia. You got the bowl is prominent, the Camellia's there. The text reads great.
It's good. Not offensive. I appreciate, like you, that they were allowed to have a little fun with 10th. However, I don't like it. The one is like the 10 is going to be too big. So the one is really big. And then you chose to do the flower logo, which looks a little too small. Then the TH, which is capital, which is fine, looks like it's just a little too high when you look at how the arch is supposed to work. And so it's like one flower. It's like the TH is floating away. And anniversary looks great. I think it's just doing a little too much. It looks like the way that they designed 10th was done by committee. But overall, it's good. It's good. I can look past it. If I look at this, the first thing I see is TH, and then I see the one, and it's very distracting.
Most of these are either been like, oh, this is. I think 68 Ventures right now is probably my favorite out of the ones we've covered thus far.
I agree.
And the rest of them have been like from mid to below mid. So the Celebration Bowl, it was wild the beginning where like the Air Force Reserve was a sponsor, but they actually got all of Air Force Reserve within that little area above Celebration, which was interesting. But right now it's sponsored by Cricket. So we got the Cricket Celebration Bowl. And I think this is good. I really don't have any big complaints with this. I think this is a good logo. Color scheme consistent. Thank you, Cricket, for not trying to throw in. If Cricket would have forced them to put that green Cricket logo on there, I would have flipped over a table. So thank you, Cricket, for understanding that your brand package needs to have a white version of your logo that you can put on things of different colors. So thank you. You have the Miak and SWAC there. You have the skyline. You have the football there. You have the it's a celebration, so you have a little firework there. I think this is solid. TJ, what do you think of the celebration?
I love that the little orange parts are making kind of the circular oval football shape kind of go with. It's implied they go kind of into the football stripe. I like that a lot. I like the football in the middle. I like that Cricket is in the color scheme of the bowl. The little firework is cute. No notes. 7, 8 out of 10. I like it. I think it's pretty good.
All right, here we go. TJ, come on through, cheese it. Now, the Buffalo Wild Wings Citrus Bowl, that was cool. I like that. But I'm a classic kind of guy, so I kind of like this kind of the run from 2018 to 2020 where they had like the tree with the Citrus Bowl in the circle. I kind of like that. But I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Capitalism going capitalism, but I'm not ashamed to say it. I like it. I like the Cheez It logo. I like what they're doing with it. I don't know if it's the way it was last year where there was like a Cheez It bowl and there was a citrus bowl. Did not like that. You can't be doing that because it was like the Cheez It bowl was basically the same logo as the citrus bowl outside of like subtle things. So be creative. But they still have the tree here. They've incorporated. So this is basically a corporation basically saying this is ours now. We'll give you a little hint of a little thing at the bottom there, but this is ours now. It's all about Cheez-Its. But I gotta say it works for me. It works for me. It's clean. There's a consistency there. They have some different colors there, but those colors are to keep, harking back to the Citrus Bowl logos of old. I mean, I do prefer the Citrus Bowl logos of old, but for what Cheez-It wanted to do, I feel like they hit what they needed to do, what they wanted to do. TJ, what do you think of this tribute to capitalism?
Cheez-Its marketing department knows what they're doing, and at this point, with all the years of practice, with the different bowl games they've had, including the Cheez-It Bowl, they know how to do a bowl game logo. That much is clear. This one is the first the first big step into a bigger bowl game for them. And so you have to, at that point, pick a lane. And you either try and incorporate into the brand of the bowl or own it and say unapologetically, this is what we're doing. And they did it. This is a Cheez-It bowl. It is specifically the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. Here's the Citrus Bowl logo for you. It is very much Cheez-Its thing. They went for it. There's another bowl we're going to talk about later that does this really well with orange as one of its colors also, where there's some bowls you can't really get away with it too much, but there are others where you can. And this one, they had an opportunity, they took it, and it works because the Cheez-It Bowl brand logo works, and it's a good logo. So are we talking about, is it a great Citrus Bowl logo versus a great Cheez-It Bowl logo? That's not what we're talking about. We're asking, is it a good logo? And it is. More stars.
The Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. This is the bowl where I have to say, this is one of those bowls where I feel like, I don't know how I felt. I wasn't too positive on this AT&T era. Outside of this 75th logo, that 75th logo is freaking fire. Was not a fan of those AT&T joints, but this Goodyear right here, hold on. See, again, I'm gonna stop paying attention to these votes because how are y'all voting this on a similar plane as some of the other ones? I don't get it. But this Cotton Bowl Classic logo here, it's just so good. So again, it's a sponsor that picked a lane and was like, okay, we have this now, so we're gonna completely revamp the logo in our image. We're not just gonna, put a sticker of our logo on a pre-existing thing. So I love it. You still have the cotton plant at the bottom. You have, when it's established, you have the cotton bowl that is prominent, and you have Goodyear is prominent, and you have the stadium, simplified motif at the top. It's well designed. Everything goes together. Color scheme consistent. It's fantastic. And I love that the sponsor works with the name of the bowl. So it's like it's perfectly balanced. Like this is like well designed, and I'm a big fan of it.
I agree. It's a excellent usage of color to highlight both your brand and the bowl's brand, because when you get into a bowl as big as the Cotton Bowl, there is a brand. I like that they have the Cotton Bowl logo or a illustration of it in under classic. I think that's great. Having that cotton, it goes with it. It should be there. And there are certain elements that you want from this specific logo that are there. The stadium roof reads as the stadium's roof. Goodyear pops because it's yellow, but Cotton Bowl is bigger and white and pops off of the blue. And then you have your fun classic with the little cotton. It all just works so well, and your eye kind of goes where you want it to. And it's just a really well designed logo. And the people who put these stars on here are incorrect. More stars, please. We're in the like 8, 9, world, maybe higher. But yeah, no, this is great job.
The Cure Bowl. The Cure Bowl. Listen, Cure Bowl. I'm liking what you put. I'm liking what you're doing. I'm liking what you do with this. Like the Cure in cursive with the ribbon for Orlando, great. You have the trees at the bottom, great. You have the sun for sunshine there, consistent color scheme. Avocados from Mexico. Props to you for getting in where you fit in and complementing everything correctly. The Cure with the football lines, with the football stitching on the ribbon for the C, like somebody was in their bag when they made this thing, and they were like, "Listen, we got a new sponsorship, but you ain't about to mess up this bag, this design bag I'm in." So, I am a fan of this. Even like the detail of the C being taller, so they shifted the sponsor. So the sponsor fits. Like, I think this is well done. TJ, what do you think?
I love it. You mentioned the, pumping up the pink a little bit there. The color looks great. The cursive Cure works really well. The ribbon for the Orlando and Bull, awesome, perfect. I love that they did go with the black and white, the really thick black and white outline, so that when you do have your avocados from Mexico over here, it looks like it's completing the badge. It just goes with it. You could have maybe made it smaller, but that's it doesn't offend me. The emphasis is in the color pink and in logo, and having the rays of sunshine back behind it too. It just there's a lot of life going on in this design, and I'm a big fan. I think it's great.
I think I don't what are we doing with the text? I think I get the Dukes is the sponsor. I understand. It's not helping that I see the Meineke Car Care Bowl right there underneath on the left, and it's like, oh, you're so good, and this is not you. I'm not offended by this. It's just, I think this is just the nature of the sponsor and what they wanted to do. And this is my personal bias, but I have a bias towards bowl games for the logo. It's like, it's a complete logo that seems to fit together. Like if you made that's why some of these logos are like with, crests or shields, and then they have the elements within that. Like I tend to like that more, like solid, stadium design with the shining on the, the sky there. I feel like this is just some positioning away from me.
Stadium, the idea of the stadium, and I like the use of yellow for them as that is their brand, right? I kind of wish that they would have done something more. This specific bowl game is the meme bowl, right? Like the brand on Twitter that tries to tweet like the Wendy's account, like they're trying to do, they do like a mayo shower. Like, you are a meme bowl, okay? You are not the Cotton Bowl, right? Like, you are the Duke's Mayo Bowl, and you act like it. So why not have fun with it, right? Like, you could do a more cartoonish logo that's like an illustration of your mayo jar and the logo is on it. You could do something where it's more, instead of your jars of mayo is just a circle with the stuff on it and the red ribbon on it. You could make it a football shape and then do the Mayo Bowl thing on there. I think the mayo ribbon is not, the right size here. I think you could play with it a little more. This looks like they were trying to do something a little nicer, a little more serious, but that's not who you are. Embrace your personality and give us the something more in the vein of a bowl we're going to talk about later that is a pastry related food bowl, or even a Cheez-Its thing. Embrace yourself, be yourself. Like, it's fine. I wouldn't give it 5 stars, certainly not, but it's fine. 3 or 4, maybe, closer to 3. It's fine. It's not great, but the colors are good. The stadium is giving it some points for me in the sun, like you were talking about. But I would do something a little sillier. You can embrace the silly, Dukes. Do it.
I don't understand why this is not a mayonnaise jar. As soon as you said it, I was like, that's it. That's what. Why are we not going like, yeah, like you said, like you hit it on the head, TJ. Like, you're not the Cotton Bowl. You don't have to be super serious about this thing. Like, it's your bowl. You've named it after yourself. Get this mayonnaise up in here, man. Let me tell you where we about to go. We're about to go to a bowl game that's been killing the game since it became a bowl. And I'm talking about this daggone famous Idaho Potato Bowl. This right here is 10 out of 10. This right here, this is what you do when you got the money to buy yourself a bowl game. You go in, you got the football well designed. You got, but you got the football and it's also potato. Got the little potato coming out there. You got the mountains of Idaho in the background. You got famous Idaho Potato Bowl with the shadows there. It's like active, it's in your face, well designed, great color scheme. I said I wasn't going to pay attention to y'all, but there's no way this is a 5 out of 10. 20. I don't know which one of y'all 29 did not vote this thing high, but you all, I don't know what your problem is. This is fantastic. TJ, what do you think of this?
I agree. Yeah, no notes. Co-sign everything you just said. I think it's great. I think the font is really cool because you don't really, some people don't necessarily think about Idaho and Montana and Wyoming as like kind of the more Wild Westy kind of feel. But if you go to any of those places, it kind of is. We're not saying that Boise, Idaho is the Wild West out here. No, but the font works for the area. It works for the region. Blue is perfect because of where it is. It's just, yeah, I like this logo a lot. A potato football is amazing. No notes.